All right. It worked. I had a big music introduction, and then YouTube decided not to let me go live right away, and so that all got derailed. But this is what you can expect. Hello, happy Monday. How is everyone? This is the famous hat from my newsletter. If you read it, $1 at a thrift store is what it'll get you. $1 at a thrift store. So hello and welcome to Monday, and I hope everyone is ready to talk about things. First off, if you're here because you're expecting 10 life hacks for good gut health, 10 lifestyle hacks for good, you're not going to get that. So if you clicked on the video not knowing anything and you thought you were getting tips, whatever, it's just I had to come up with a title, and I thought, who wouldn't want 10 lifestyle hacks for good gut health? Who doesn't want that? So I gave it a title, and we'll see. It'll be clickbait or rage bait, depending on how mad you are that you didn't get good gut health tips. So, yes. So I'm going to pop out the chat because it wasn't popped out. These are all technical things, but I'm going to do it. And does anybody want? Okay, the other thing is, does anybody want to talk about the Bears? It's a thing that I kind of take as Schadenfreude. Remember, we had the German lessons, and Giftsweg is poisoned dwarf, and then I had that other word for something that makes you so sad and enraged at the same time. I forgot what that was. I'll have to look that up again. That was a good one. So Schadenfreude is taking victory in someone else's pain or taking pleasure in someone else's failure. And I'm so happy the Bears are leaving Chicago. If you followed any of that, it's a direct result of Illinois politician incompetence and corruption and mismanagement, and the list goes on. And they're just horrible, horrible human beings that are running that state, and they're running it into the ground. And I hope so many people can get out of that state and go somewhere else. And the Bears leaving is it just makes me giddy. So I don't know if anybody wants to talk. I mean, it's so understandable if you don't care. The Bears obviously don't care about winning football, but when it comes to money, they're on it. They're on it. They're going to do what's best for the Bears. So I'm going to say hi to people. So we got Mark. Hello, Mark. Mike, fresh from StokerCon. Okay, this collar looks a little too tight. Now it looks too low. Whatever. Hello, Jason. Zach, evening. David Perry's here. Hello. Still cooking dinner, but I'm still here. Well, get that dinner cooked, man. Rob Loves Books is here. Hello. I lose sleep every time I attend. That's not recommended. I have surgery Thursday morning. Hope it doesn't sell out quickly. Oh, wait. What are you guys talking about? Can't wait for Thursday when Earthling opens up ordering. I didn't see that. Hello, Jason. So, yes, Earthling's going to open up ordering for their October Halloween series book, which is Mia Dahlia. And it'll be, what's it called? What was it called? The October Town? October Town. So I don't know what that's about. All I know is you can still get this song for the end of the world. Very cool. Sirens, Bermuda Triangle, etc. And then you could also get Beautiful Once, which I talked about. I did a review of it. It was a very interesting book. Not even for the horror aspect. Like, just there was so much about it that actually the horror was kind of interrupting. When you get to the horror, you're like, yeah, but what if that horror didn't happen? Would this society have lasted? What was going to be the thing that took it down apart from blank? I'm not going to tell you what interfered. I just would want to know. And so it's sort of funny. I'm there for the horror, and give me the mania and the maniacal episodes, but you created something even cooler, and I wanted to figure that out. I don't know how I'm sounding, but the microphone is got like it's got like ED. Look at that. There it goes. I'm sure there's something it can take. But right now it's not going to, so it's just gonna keep drooping. Hey Phil, good to see you. Number one's here. Hello, number one. The old chiz factor. Whoa, okay, that was aggressive. Okay, didn't like the ED joke. That's fine. I didn't either. Multitasking tonight. Gotta watch my Knicks. Is that a sports team? Knicks? I was talking Bears. That's football. That's the only sport I will watch. So Knicks, it's some sort of a basketball. I believe it's a basketball. All action, no strategy. Basketball. Just gonna get that ball into the hoop. That's it. You just run back and forth, throwing the ball in the hoop, and then trying to get it back from the other team. No strategy. None. Go out there and get the ball and put it in the hoop. That's all the coach has to say. Can you guys try harder to get the ball in the hoop? I mean, through the hoop into the net. Can you just do that? That's the strategy for tonight. When you go out there, I want you to focus on that one key piece of strategy. Football, you can't say the same thing. You can't say, hey, guys, just get the ball into the end zone. That's all I need you to know. It's like, well, how are we going to do that? We're going to run? Are we going to pass? We're going to kick? What are we doing? We got many, many tools at our disposal. Instead of running and throwing, we have many, many things. And specialized individuals. Now I know there are different positions you could play. Anyway, I'm not a basketball guy. Jack Skellington, yes. It was hanging in my closet, and I'm like, what do I do? And then I put it on. Hello, Brandon. Good to see you. Yeah, Mark. Yes, and I should have said this. Good luck with the surgery, Mark. Books are secondary. I think you should be able to get the book. So just put that out of your mind. Just relax on that. Don't think anything about it. And yeah, that's what Jason says. You should be fine ordering as long as you order before the end of the day. You're going to be fine. And just focus on being healthy. Surgery. Geez, you've had quite a few of them, Mark. That was Pepsi. I was very thirsty. You mean like Goldilocks and the Three Bears? No, like a bunch of bears were there, and they throw a football around, and they don't win anything. They never do. So I'm just like I was a fan of the Bears, even though they were a heartbreak team. And now they're moving to Hammond, Indiana, which I lived 50 years in Chicago. I never even knew that Hammond shared a border with Chicago. I knew it was close, a relative placement of cities. But I didn't know that if you drove through Chicago, at some point on the east side, there's an invisible geopolitical line, and then you're in Hammond. I didn't know that. So, and actually, that is closer to Chicago, Hammond, than Arlington, where the Bears were going to go, until all of a sudden, Illinois politicians shot themselves in the Johnson. And then the Bears leave. Because who wants to be around somebody who's shooting Johnsons? Nobody. No, I tell you that much. Burger Hicks is here. Good to see you, Aaron. Good to see you. Finally made it back. Mondays are rough, and I've got my eyes propped up with toothpicks. I'm telling you, Alexis, that is going to be, well, I don't know about you, and I don't know if this is pertinent to you, but me and my family, we got Krebs eyes. My mother's maiden name was Krebs. Her father's last name was Krebs, and we all got his eyes, Grandpa Krebs's eyes. And man, it's just getting worse with age. It's like I probably don't need reading glasses. I probably just need like skin removal so I can open my eyes like I had them when I was in my 20s. So I don't know what's going to happen to you, Alexis. Aging has its challenges, but propping your eyes open. And here's the thing: the beauty of this podcast or whatever it is, this live stream, you don't need to see it. In fact, it's probably better if you don't see it. It's just me. It's just me. I'll show stuff, but Anyway, thank you for being here. That's a long-winded way to say thank you for being here. Go Knicks. Go Knicks. I don't know if I would name my team Knicks. Like, you're a basketball team. Okay, naming your team after some sort of apex predator, fine. Naming it after some hyper wonderful force of nature, fine. Knicks? I mean, is it like I'm wearing my knickers? Like, is it for pants? Because it's Knicks. Or is it like what happens to your car in a grocery store parking lot when somebody dings it? That'd be ding. But Knicks, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why would you name your team that? It's a really, I don't know. Go Knicks. Hello, some random guy. Good to see you. I love Mia's books. Yeah. So I read two of them. Song at the End of the World, Beautiful Once. Very cool books. She's mostly about the characters. She really likes creating each character and like fully giving them dimensionality. And she really is meticulous about it. I have no idea what this October Town is about. I'll find out when everybody else does. So that's very cool. Something, yes, to set your alarm clock for Thursday, the October Halloween series book. I'm surprised that Song for the End of the World is still available. I'm just shocked at that. I don't know. I don't like how much inventory Paul has. So go over there and buy a book, maybe once a month. Jeff, your stereo has me flashing back to my teen years. It's an AWA. This thing was left in this house when I bought the house, and I would have paid all the money that I paid for the house just for that stereo. No, I'm kidding. It barely works. I have to put a CD player on top of it to get music, but that's fine. That's okay. I'm curious what Jeanette Napolitano's playing right now. Okay. This is still in Hollywood. Here it is. All right. Well, we're not there. So, yes, thank you. That's exactly why I was thrilled to see it. I cleaned it up and I got the disc player working a little bit. It'll eat every cassette you put in there, but visually, it takes you back. A good old AWA or Emerson, what Gen Xers dig, A sense of dread in the book was awesome. Yes. What's in the Duff bucket? Okay, Rob, this is what we got in the Duff bucket. What have you got for me today, Magic Duff bucket? A dented ass Guinness. Yeah, I dropped the Guinness. A while ago, and it grew a tumor, So I'm going to do a biopsy tonight. Yeah. And drain the tumor. Oh, look at that. Oh, so it's just a Guinness. It's really, That's all. And now we got that. We got that rolling. Oh, here we are. Ron's here. Hello, Ron. Hello. Jeff, the sipping tequila is back, wondering what the Duff Bucket competition. There's no that you win, Ron. Unless I get myself some more rapture or something like that, you're gonna win with your sipping tequila. So I'm jealous and congrats and thanks for being here. Good luck, Mark. I'm having surgery as well next Monday. I'm sorry to hear that, Aaron. I mean, that is the proper thing to say, right? It's like, I hope you're on a health path. I hope you're on a path to better health and wellness, and that this surgery is just something you need to do to get there. But I'm sorry you needed the surgery. I just don't know. Like, they didn't instruct me in human school. I had to go to school to learn to be human. I should clip that. I should mark that as a moment. So I'm gonna mark moments again. You guys could tell me what's a moment. And yeah, but I'm glad you're getting it tended to, whatever it is. Sorry you had to do that. Oh, something happened when I dropped it, and now it's really awful. And I'm that's what I have though, you know? That's what I have. Could I use some Kraken rum with like mango juice or something? Yeah. But this I gotta finish the Guinness. I got a case that I've had in my garage. I don't know. Who knows? Ugh. Oh, that's so bad. That is really not good. Nice replacement of the nice placement of what? What are you talking about? What of that? This thing? John, and good to see you, John. I'm glad you're here. But are you talking about this? This? Why would that be here? Why would why are you now? Did I place anything else? I'm being accused of placing things now? There may be, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Good eye, John. When is E going to go live? Okay, hello Lance, good to see you. Nix is also a lice treatment. See? Nix. Looked online. Nix is short for Knickenbockers, which are pants, right? Knickenbockers. I said that. Oh, Mark said that. Where did Mark say that? I missed it. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry if I missed that. Knickenbockers. At least the stereo doesn't require 8 D cells for power. I know. Your beer got nicked. I like it. I like it. I can't type fast enough. I'm in New York. I'm in Illinois, former home of the Chicago Bears. Yes, Lance, I was talking about that a minute ago. What's up, everyone? Well, wicked cool shirt. Yeah, it's a Walmart. Very nice Walmart shirt. See? It's got some Jack Skellingtons. Yes. So I've totally lost my brain. I've lost my brain and my train of what we were talking about. The rack we're talking about. Oh, when is E going to go live? Yes. Okay. So I was supposed to go live with E on last Tuesday, but his internet went out and we had been scheduling and going back and forth, and it just never lined up properly for us to do a joint live video. So he just went and he did a video. I'm going to do a video. And then maybe later on, we're going to do a town hall together where we take questions and comments, or just, poor tall ones and talk about what an asshole Dick Chiz is. I don't know. I really don't know what the future is. I think I'm for me, I'm glad he he did his video. He did a video. I think he's going to do another one to lay things out, to get a document out there because he has a bigger audience. He'll reach more people. And then what? Like you can kind of say, well, what's the end goal? Are we going to get I would love to see Richard Chismar just walk up to a microphone, even one without ED, and talk to it and tell it it's sorry to us. Tell the microphone. Tell it just you know what? Maybe that's what Dick Chiz needs to do. Maybe you need to like, don't tell us you're sorry. Tell the microphone you're sorry what you've done to everybody, your customers, your contributors. Because then he could say, well, I didn't really apologize to you. I told the mic. I apologized to the mic. And I don't know. I don't know what the end goal is. It's just to warn people away. Yeah. That's it. I just don't like to see other people get, you know, I like justice. That I mean, that's like a thing. Gary Goldman is a great comedian. He has a funny joke set in Trader Joe's. I'm not going to do the whole joke because I'm going to butcher it. But there's a very petty interaction that happens, and the person he's arguing with says, "Well, are you happy? Did you get, did you get what you wanted?" He's like, hope you got what you wanted. He goes, "Justice? Yeah." See, I butchered it, even though I paraphrased it. But justice matters, and I would love to see Richard Chismar pay for all he's done, or at least acknowledge it. So doing that is great. I'm very happy he did. I would have loved to go live with him because that's something. Usually when I do interviews, I feel more pressure on myself to ask questions, to talk, to fill the spaces. But being with I would have been like in the passenger seat and tried that out for a day, just a day, see what it's like to sit there and contribute, but not have to like carry it. It's kind of a different mindset. It's like a little less pressure would have been wonderful. But I'm going to do a video, and I have a lot of receipts, and I have one long thing that this author, last name of Castro, he went on a whole teardown of Dick Chiz, and I'm going to highlight some of what he said and highlight some other things and just document it. Just say, hey, this is it. This stands for the final say from me. Because it's ridiculous. I think he's in a death spiral. Actually, I think he's really getting to the end of it. And there's some interesting things that went on with me and with, we were talking and trying to get some things, and other people had been getting emails from certain people that were spreading lies or rumors about what was going on. And it can lead you to believe that perhaps Richard Chismar is using aliases to sow rumors. I don't know. I mean, that's just what someone said to me recently. Like, I don't know. I think this person might actually be Richard Chismar. I'm not going to tell you who said that, but I trust this person. And man, that would be really messed up if he's using an assumed name to poke at us. I think that's the way to, not just to throw us off the scent, or at least make us a little bit more hesitant about pursuing the whole thing. So whatever. If we ever uncover, or if I ever uncover who that person is, if that actually is Chismar, oh man, that'd be so pathetic. I think it's pathetic how he is right now, where he blocks people and he runs like a little bitch and he doesn't answer any questions. I think that's pathetic, but that would be even worse. That would be even worse to actually come back and start poking at people with an alias. It's the Knickenbockers. Oh, yeah, that's what you said. I don't know, Mark. I think your comments populate out of time, out of sync. So we're gonna see if I can ever get this organized. I don't know. Um, yes, yes. I get around 3 emails a day from Cemetery Dance. Yeah, I do too. And they're all stockpiling, and it's like they just get increasingly desperate. Last chance for free Stephen King, like this email from the official Richard Chismar newsletter. It's so stupid. Oh, let me see. Let me hide those. Oh, let's do less of that. That's all it is. The official Richard Chismar last chance for free other world than these. Just this trade edition. He'll give you that. And you got to email cdancepub at AOL for details. You got to email them for details. They're not gonna put. Does Colonel Sanders put his original recipe right in the email? No. You got to email Cemetery Dance for information. I don't think I've ever been to richardchismar.com. I just clicked on it. Let's just check this out. I mean, this is a fun little detour. He's an author, Richard Chismar. Look, he's chasing the boogeyman. Look at that. Gwendy's magic feather. Oh, man. Weird. He's just weird. The box. Oh, he was interviewed by Stephen King. What 3 questions did Stephen King most want to ask Richard Chismar? What a dickhead. This is so bad. Wow. No. He's not. Everybody. You think he's cupping the balls of the king? No, it's quite the opposite. Stephen King has been dying to ask Richard Chismar these 3 questions. Oh, wow. I bet you the 3 questions are, is your hand getting tired? Can you squeeze a little lighter? Did you use coconut oil? I think that's what Stephen King asked Richard Chismar. Wow, what a dickhead. This guy's, look at, he's just like, you got a face you just want to, well, I can't say that. I just like, he's just like everybody I've ever hated decided to become one person. And that's exactly what that person would look like. What else do we got here? The world's leading specialty press publisher of horror and dark suspense, now celebrating 38 years, 38 inexplicable, unexcusable years in business. Oh, man. This guy's such a douchebag. Gwendy's final task. And they've prioritized Gwendy's final task over Pet Cemetery. There's an email from Dan Franklin, the Human Meat Shield, Dan Franklin, where he talks about what's coming out, and somebody's like, Pet Cemetery? How about Pet Cemetery? And Dan's like, well, we got Gwendy's final task at that printer. When they're done, they'll get to Pet Cemetery. And that doesn't just like maybe pop a blood vessel or two for you, then you're not a Cemetery Dance customer. Yeah. So I think this is I mean, I didn't expect anything different, And here's all the stuff gibbering sycophant bootlick Paul Michael Caine created for Richard Chismar. All these little panels of art bootlick Paul Michael Caine did. He pays me. He doesn't pay other people, but he pays me. Oh man, this is like, you ever go to a town and it's known for one thing, and every store in the town is hearkening to that one thing. I don't know. Like, I suppose it's like lobster in Maine. I don't know. What there's just something. This is like Richard Chismar is like a just like a guy who would sell the maps to the stars' homes. Just like that sort of leech. You have no identity of your own. You're just siphoning off some of that star power. You've attached yourself to Stephen King, which isn't easy. So kudos to you for finding some way to affix your lips to Stephen King's ass, because he's kind of reclusive. But you did, and now you're just everything about you. You're like a ghost, a phantom, a parasite. You're like a tick. You have nothing to offer the world. You just suck. You just take. Uh, maybe going to that was a mistake. Maybe I should have just not done that. I have only one fancy edition of a CD book, a Ray Bradbury book. Ray would be rolling in his grave to know what happened to CD and Gauntlet, where he allowed many editions to be printed. Yeah, he would. He seemed like a great guy. Stephen King is old enough. Maybe Chiz is his secret love child. That could be possible. That's a legitimate theory. Sure. Hey, Mitch is here, fresh from StokerCon. Fresh from StokerCon. He probably smells like Stoker. I will say, Mitch, I saw your picture where you ran with everybody, and I was jealous for a brief moment because it looks nice. You're in the sun. You're all running. You're all in the horror community. I didn't know who all the people were. I bet you my time would have been better than all your times, but that's okay. Well, maybe not you, Mitch, Mister. I have like 80,000. You have 80,000. How many medals do you have that you ran marathons? So, I mean, I could do the 5K, probably do pretty good 5K. But yeah, good to see you, Mitch. Greetings and salutations, says Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. I'm glad you're here, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. I almost called you by that other name, but I won't do it. I was stoked all weekend. Oh, that. I know you're a dad, Mitch. I don't know how you're a dad at 5. That's really awful, but I know you're a dad, but dad jokes. Oh. Uh, I mean, it's just kind of taking it's kind of like taking the wind out of my sails now. Like, I don't know if I want to even continue. It's just, oh, you know what? It's just like, it hits you. It's like, ooh, he did a dad joke. Ah. I don't know. I'm going to try. You know what? I'll take another sip of this super awful Guinness. Hey, Mitch saw several great pictures of you from StokerCon. Yes. Then you remembered what it felt like to run. No, my knees remembered. Crack. But I think the best 5K I ever ran was 24 minutes. And then I didn't run a 5K for like 10 years. And my work said, hey, let's do a 5K. You want to sign up? I said, sure, I'll sign up. And I ran it. And at one point, I'm like, I could push it. But this is the first one in 10 years. And I hadn't run at all. So I started walking. I'm like, but I don't know if you guys know this. When you run and then you start walking, it actually hurts more. At least it does for me. So you just go that slow. And then you've already been in run mode. So then I started running again. I beat everybody I was at work with that I worked with at that run. I did that 5K. I did 28 minutes. And I'm like, how is my 28 minutes with that long session of walking in the middle the best time out of our agency? I am very fast. I've only ran 6 full marathons. Oh, that's it? Oh, see, I thought you were I thought you were I thought you were big time. I thought you were only 6? I don't even think you're allowed to say you've run a marathon until you've done 10, Mitch. I joke. I joke. Um, Bad joke. Yeah, not just a dad joke. Hey, Mr. Junior. Mr. Junior? Mr. Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. You can call him Mr. Junior. Bro, your dad jokes are way worse than mine. Nuh-uh. Name one. Go ahead. Recall a bad dad joke I said. Uh, ugh, ugh. I don't know. Stoked all weekend. I mean, that was I just don't know. Mitch, we're squared away, by the way, Mitch. We're squared away on chat books. So I'm like, where are my chat books? Earthling. We could talk about Earthling. You want to talk about Earthling? We could talk about this. We could talk about this. I mean, it's an okay segue because Paul Miller is Mitch's mentor. So something wicked this way comes. Stay tuned for a major announcement next week. So when I saw that something wicked this way comes, and then I saw Dahlia up there, I thought, wow. So she's doing October Town. It sounds like it's going to be a tie into Ray Bradbury. It sounds like it's going to be a nod, an homage. How do you do, good sir, to Ray Bradbury? October Town. Because I have so many Ray Bradbury books, but I don't have. Oh yeah, that's what I had. Quicker Than the Eye, October Country, right? What was Ray Bradbury's? Didn't he have? Oh my God, Jason will tell me what was his title. What was the title of his book that had October in it? The October Country, and wasn't this book From the Dust Returned? You know what? I'm gonna just do this. Wasn't this like a sequel to that, From the Dust Returned? Look at this. This guy looks like Jack Skellington. And this reminded me of like Ed Gorey's art. From the Dust Returned. It totally felt like, oh, here we go. The Halloween Tree is maybe what I'm thinking of. Yeah, the October Country. Duh. Something wicked this way comes. I know they're obviously nodding toward that, but here on this list, you will see October Country somewhere. And then the Halloween Tree. I think this is like the sequel to the Halloween Tree. It's about a family. I mean, it's loaded. It's got like little bits of art in there. It's a very nice book. Avon Books. A novel. It's a novel. And I don't know if I've ever read Quicker Than the Eye or Driving Blind. I'm sure I did. I just don't remember. And then look, it's Ray and his twin. Ray Bradbury's a genius. I don't know if he was a gentleman, but he was a genius. Mr. Junior. Earthling and Levidian. Yeah. Wait. What's this? Got my disclosure day tickets for Friday evening. Well, I heard that's just sort of it's like I heard it's not the movie people think it's going to be. I don't know. You know what I saw? I saw Weapons. I loved it. Loved Weapons. Loved Weapons. And if you see Weapons and you think of the current thing, the one thing that made me lose faith in all of reality all of the system, not believe in any systems anymore. Um, and you watch Weapons, I think that was Zach Kreger's way of letting the kids get the revenge against elites. I don't know. That's how it struck me. Weapons is an awesome movie. Loved it. Go see it. I mean, you could stream it. But you got to let us know what Disclosure Day entails. Okay. If you missed it, my microphone's having issues. It just doesn't want to stay up. So I had to do that. It's just going to droop slowly. It's kind of fun to watch. Um, Halloween Tree has no sequel. Okay. From the Dust Return is just a collection of short stories. Well, I don't even know what I own then. Um, Stoked for the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre, passing on the Dahlia titles, being more mindful with my book purchases from here on out. I like that. I agree with that. Bad dad jokes is an oxymoron for me because I love dad jokes. um, yes, I agree with that entirely. I am just totally I'm passing on so many books now. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the I'm gonna read about it. I liked her other two books. So I could say that they're good. Um, but yeah, I mean it's rough. You know what I mean? I would buy all of them if I could, you know, if I could. Sorry, not sure why chat was attached to that post. It's not an order, I promise. Wait, where did you say that, Ron? Where what are you talking? I don't see anything by you except for asking what was in the duff bucket. Oh man, I don't think I'm getting all the comments, but you know, whatever. What can I do? Sorry, not sure why chat was attached to that post. Hmm, I'm missing something. No, Mr. Junior, you're there. John, I agree with the nickname. I worry I will have to become a more public criminal. um, yeah, yeah, it could catch on, Mr. Junior. I like Mr. Junior. Weapons, bro. You can't get more weapons, bro. You can't get more 2025. I'm way behind. I'm just glad I saw my kids saw back rooms, but I didn't. They didn't take me to the movie. I would have gone. I would have loved to seen back rooms. That's the night I was supposed to go live with E. I could have gone to see Backrooms. The last movie I saw in the theater was Iron Lung. Big WTF. Um, yes. Ray didn't expand the Halloween tree through additional stories. Um, Interesting fact about Bradbury is that he never drove a car after seeing a car accident when he was younger. Oh, well, that's quite a thing that he was able to not have to do. Golf is cutting in book collecting, but I am getting better. Oh, okay. So there are a lot of people that do switch. I've seen a lot of people switching from book collecting. There was a guy, his name was Brian Freeman. Um, I'm sure it still is Brian Freeman. And he was a big time Sun Tup collector, big time. I mean, he was there every step of the way in the early days. And he basically begged Paul to do Jaws. He loved Jaws. Jaws was his number one book. So Paul announced it, and then he started getting quieter and quieter and quieter. And because of this guy, so in another collecting group, he's the one that told me that If It Bleeds, I could get a signed copy of If It Bleeds from this small bookstore in Florida. And he gave me the link. And this was something all these collectors were keeping to themselves. Nobody was telling anybody. That's how it is. And it's really infuriating that these king collectors, they don't let you in on it. And so he did. He told me, and I got one. I got a signed king book for $30. It was amazing. I'm like, I had it pegged in my mind. I'm going to repay this guy someday. So when I was really into it with Paul Suntop and I was doing the interviews all the time and I was getting the arcs, I hit him up. I said, hey, can you give me an extra Jaws arc? I wasn't going to get rid of mine, but I said, give me an extra Jaws arc. And I got somebody that I'd like to gift it to. And he's a huge Suntop collector and he's big in the community and all that. And Paul's like, sure, I'll, I never asked Paul for anything. And he hooked me up with that. And so I'm like, great. I get to pay this sort of this goodwill back. And I got him one and I sent it to him. And he's like, and I said, hey, give me your address. I got something coming for you. And I sent it to him. He was like, hey, dude, why? Why would you get this for me? Why? That's so great. He was happy, but he started riding motorcycles. And he was like, I'm done with books. I'm out. And it's like watching someone die. You're like, no, you're in this community. He was such a champion. But I think there are a lot of people, and I'm not calling you one of them. You are not one of them, Stephen Waynhausen Jr. So, Mr. Jr., you don't have to worry about this. It's going to stick, Mr. Jr. There are some people that they don't really want to collect what they're collecting. They just have a need to collect. They have this need to fill something with something, right? And it's like, this brings me joy, but then that thing could change and it's irrelevant. It's not that thing. It's the art or the feeling of acquiring. And it's like this high, it's retail therapy, I guess, but they focus on like, I'm just going to collect antique swords or old cigar boxes from the centuries. It's just like this hunt. I'm going to find the item. Well, he switched to motorcycles and riding, which is probably healthier. Not really, because you'll die, but it is good to be out and active, right? So that was fine. And he started selling all his books. Now, I don't know if he sold that Jaws arc. I felt good that I repaid this debt I had. I felt bad about it. And I was glad I was able to do that. But it was weird. It was like, I'm done with books, Now, for me, it's always been books. I haven't always been a collector, but I've always been a reader. Love the written word. So this isn't just some flash in the pan. My collecting might change. My reading won't change because I like what I like to read. But my collecting might tweak or, I can't be impulsive. I'm not going to be buying every title that sounds cool. I'm going to be buying the stuff that I know I'm going to want to keep on my shelves until my kids sell it. But so I can understand you're going to golf, but you are just as much of a book collector as I am, if not more so. So anyway. I liked the Ray Bradbury Theater when it was on TV. Yes. Backrooms was okay. I would suggest watching the YouTube channel. Well, that's the thing. If you're ever going to watch any of these YouTube movies or these movies based on, YouTubers, I suggest you get familiar with them before you watch, because Iron Lung was just what is going on? This guy's in an ocean of blood and he's losing his mind. And that's kind of interesting. But I just wanted more. I just didn't care enough. And my kids loved it because they knew the game. And then same thing with Backrooms. I think if you're not familiar at all, it's gonna feel like, wait, I'm missing something. I'm like, I'm here, and it feels like an inside joke, and I'm the only one not in on it. So yeah, I would suggest. I think that's a great idea. I used to DVR, Ray. Remember DVRs? Mitch, those are called digital video recorders. And people would record live TV onto these things so they could watch it on demand whenever they felt like it. Backrooms, yeah, yeah. They released the Ray Bradbury Theater on TV on DVD. Nice. Backrooms doesn't interest me at all, movie or YouTube. Well, it wouldn't, Mark. Me and you are probably in that same club. We've both aged past that point where Backrooms was like, yay, So we're out of it. I remember Brian, yeah. Brian Freeman. He wasn't Brian James Freeman. And he was actually a moderator on the Dark Tower forum, and he was very active in Cemetery Dances forum, and then he just pieced out. He's like, I'm moving on to motorcycles. And I will say there are things I, would like to collect in adjacent or in tandem with books. So I get it. Lionheart Filmworks has a series on YouTube. Oh, Ray Bradbury Theatre. Watch your mouth now, buddy. The day I stop collecting books is the day I die. And incidentally, the day I die will be the day I stop everything. Because I'll be dead. Yeah, it was COVID meets some book groups, meets stimulus checks, market oversaturation. Yeah, yes. I collect books and motorcycle ride gear rides, so I'm covered either way. You just don't read and drive. Don't do that unless it's an audiobook, but then that's not really reading. I don't like it when people say, "Hey, I read this book," and then you find out it was audiobook. Just say, "I listened to it." Oh, I listened to Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's a great audiobook. Okay. But I'm probably guilty of that. I think I told people, yeah, I read the first one. I didn't read it. So does Mitch know what a VCR? No. I figured, well, I'm not going to go all the way. That's like, I don't need to go all that way back for Mitch to explain it. I didn't have to do that. I play golf, but that financial investment is covered for 2 years. I cut cable. It was a huge waste of money for me. It is. It's total. What is this death you speak of, mortals? Oh, man, you'll find out. I mean, you'll find out via watching all of us drop. Maybe not you, but, I remember when I was at Fracassi Fest and you came to the hotel. Did you ask to be invited in? Did I have to invite you in? Because I don't remember that part. It's a little hazy. Because I wonder how that I'd like to go back to the interaction. I think I said, hey, you can come on in. I might have said that, and then that's when you walk through the threshold. I think that's maybe what happened. I'll still be collecting books after I die. They will be sending them after they'll still be sending them from CD if they ever get caught up. They won't get caught up. Betamax. Yeah, no, Lance, you're going to live a lot longer than Cemetery Dance. I'm sorry to say that, because the world we're going to be living in is going to be on fire shortly. So that's going to be really, really awful. And at least what I will say is when all this is starting to get destroyed, if you have access to daylight or fire by which to read, our books will provide lots of entertainment and distraction from the marauders and murderers that will eventually catch up to us in the world. So, That at least these things are wireless. They don't need batteries. They're downloaded instantly. All you need is a good light source and maybe a pair of these if you're of a certain age, you know. But yes, I will probably still be collecting after I'm gone because I'll have pre-orders and then they'll be like, "Oh, gotta we gonna unbox this for the channel or what are we gonna do?" Like, we're just forget it. He's dead. What's the point? That's probably a conversation that'll happen in the house. Grim stuff. Jeff said the Chicago Bears could get more holes in one than the Pittsburgh Pirates. I swear. Oh yeah, they totally could. They could. Chicago Bears, the Hammond, Indiana Bears. Although somebody pointed out, like what is it? The New York Jets play in New Jersey. Like there are teams that call themselves by the city or the state, and they are not in that city or that state. Like the Los Angeles Rams aren't in Los Angeles. I forgot where they are. It doesn't matter. You can look it up. There are a lot of teams that are named for a city or a state, and they are not in that. Like the New York Giants, I think, are in New Jersey. That's where they play. So there you go. I mean, it's like the Bears could still be called the Chicago Bears, but they're playing in Hammond. They could if they chose to, but they should call themselves the Indiana Bears. Because what did Chicago do for them? In the end, what did they do for them? Go look it up. It was infuriating to hear what basically when the park district, which owned Soldier Field, was renovating that, and they said we want to renovate Soldier Field, and it's going to cost like I forgot. Let's just say $500 million. It's going to cost $500 million to renovate Soldier Field and update it and make it like the stadium you deserve to play in. So they did it, and nobody liked the way it looked. It looked retrofitted. It looked like modern garbage put on an historic building. It just didn't work. It was awful. Nobody liked it, at least initially. And the deal was Chicago and Illinois, I think, or just Chicago. Well, the government was going to pay 300 million of that renovation, and the Bears were on the hook to pay 200 million. Well, the Bears paid it. And the Illinois government didn't pay their 300 million. Even though they made a ton of money because the Bears leased the stadium from the park district. The park district made millions and millions of dollars from the Bears. They don't know what to do with money wisely. They squander it all in Chicago. It's the worst, most corrupt, mismanaged city probably in the country. And so the Bears they said we paid our half, and now when they wanted a new stadium, the city was like, well, you got to pay 500 million in taxes that you owe on the renovation. They're like, no, we don't. We paid that. Well, over time, that 300 million ballooned to like 500 million, and they wanted the Bears to pay it before they could move into a new stadium. And they're like, we don't owe it. Why are you putting us on the hook for tax money that you squandered? You did this. And then they were deliberating for 3 years when Indiana said, we will build an entire city around you if we have to. And the Bears like, okay. And so it's Pritzker and Johnson that totally screwed it up. And I'm glad. Schadenfreude and all that. Schadenfreude and the Chicago Bears of Hammond, Indiana. I saw the day after tomorrow. Save those books to burn for heat and to stuff your clothes for warmth. Oh my God. I remember that. Day after tomorrow. Yeah. You'll attend all of our memorials. Yes, you will. You will. And then you'll spread rumors about us and we can't defend ourselves. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. New York Giants and Jets. Yeah, we are going to convince the Lions to leave Detroit and come to Chicago. That's probably what's going to happen. Some other team will fill the spot the Bears leave. And that'll be funny. The Detroit Lions. That would be great. I would like to see that. The Bears should be viewed like the Brooklyn Dodgers. F them. We just landed that stupid ass UFO on top of Soldier Field. I know. That's what they called it, the UFO. It was so awful. It was so bad. So stupid. Um the Angels of Anaheim. So instead of Los Angeles, yeah, the Angels of Anaheim. Soldier Field looks like a UFO crashed on it. Yeah, that's stupid. It was stupid. Shea Stadium was a horrible place to watch a football game. Shea Stadium. Shea butter. That's good if you're burned, right? Shea butter. You have been reading the wrong Chicago papers. No, I haven't. I've been listening to a lot of the commentators talking about it, and a lot of them agree about the debt, the unpaid tax burden they were pinning on the Bears when it wasn't the Bears. So they're getting what they deserve, I think. And I mean, I don't have any fond feelings to the McCaskies or any of the family, the billionaires that own the Bears. I don't personally care for them either. But I just love seeing Pritzker fumble the bag so badly because he's so incompetent. He's such a pompous asshole. And I like seeing him get this bad press. You can't even keep the Bears in the city they've been for 100 years. You fucking moron. Screw them all. That's my view. Yeah. Talk radio. Forgive me what? No, not talk radio. I'm talking about, I've seen a lot of podcasters on YouTube, lots of different people. I don't listen to talk. I don't listen to any radio. I play my discs. Concrete Blonde tonight. This is Concrete Blonde tonight. So yeah. Screw them all. I agree with that. And somebody's like, this is gonna piss off the fans so much. Yeah, like you weren't playing real football anyway. The team spent all that time with Rex Grossman and all this other stupidity. They did their own damage. But I digress. Let's talk about things. We talked about the Bears. Yes, we did. Oh, by the way, RA, you're not here, but I looked up Shoe Show. Oh, wait a second. Remember the Twilight episode with the book reader that survives the nuclear war? Keeps extra reading glasses with the books. Oh, keep extra. Yeah, he broke his glasses. I'm like, the guy could find another pair. He had all the time in the world to read all his books, and then his glasses broke. So it was kind of useless, you know. But I looked up Shoe Show. Everybody gave me grief saying, and I thought you guys were trolling me because RA said Helen Mirren is a smoke show, not a shoe show, a smoke show. She said smoke show, and I never heard that. And then all you guys jumped on it and were like, "Yeah, a smoke show. You never heard that? You never heard that?" Then my sister messaged me and she said, "I can't believe you never heard a smoke show." And so I'm thinking I'm getting trolled, so I looked it up. And yeah, I guess in the 90s or in the 2000s, Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports made Smoke Show he injected it into the cultural vernacular. I'm not a Barstool Sports person. I don't know Dave Portnoy. I've never watched any of that, so I had no idea Smoke Show was a thing. And it's derived from smoking hot. Like she's smoking hot. She's a smoke show. So I just think a smoke show, smoking hot, I get. Like she is so hot, she's giving off smoke. Okay, I get the thing. But when she's a smoke show, It's like, okay, then I'm looking at smoke now. I'm not looking at something so hot it's giving off smoke. I'm looking at smoke, and there's no heat there. So it's a derivative that totally betrays the original meaning. Smoke show. Yep, you're a weirdo. Yeah, I am. I am. I'll tell you, I got that. I got that book chat, the Arson by Design book chat with Mitch, and then who else showed up? We got Philip and Chad Lotsky showed up to that. I'm trying, and Tyler Jones. I'm trying to edit the video and post it, but I can't watch it because I got to admit this is like my come to Jesus moment. I am really loud and annoying and obnoxious. And I wish I could apologize to you over all these years. It is awful. But I'm watching that video and I'm like, that's why it's not up yet. But I got to do a couple other things and then it'll be up. But oh man, I make it very hard to watch. So, I mean, but there's a lot of great things said in the interview and in the discussion. You have a lot of great input from Phil Fracassi, Chad Lutsky, Tyler Jones, Mitch Hall. Well, maybe not so much Mitch, but a lot of great stuff in there to check. Oh, pardon me, to check out. It just try when I'm on there, just like yeah. I watched the last live and couldn't believe you didn't know what Smoke Show was. I don't know. I just it's not a thing. I don't know. Producer Jill didn't know it either. I guess we're not in Barstool Sports world. Also, Lonesome Dove is my all-time favorite. Okay, well, we're gonna look at that. I probably the worst thing that happened to civil sports ever. The Bears moving. I believe that Prickster wants to get everyone to leave it so he can have it to himself. That isn't true. No. Little the guy who was born a billionaire, never had to do anything with his life. Just likes to play. He just likes a big sandcastle. And he likes a state-sized sandcastle where he can just move all the people around the way he wants. The fucking tyrant. He's never been a regular person. He never had any shot at knowing what it means to struggle, to try to achieve something. He was born out of the right woman. That's his major accomplishment in life. That's all he did. Born to the Hyatt family thing. And then he had to just go, and he had so much power. And I guarantee everybody had been telling him, yeah, if you've gone to UIC, I went to UIC, every building's a Pritzker building. They're like, oh, yeah, that class is over there in that Pritzker building. Yeah, which one? Every building. From a generous gift from the Pritzker family. They're so philanthropic and kind. Oh. I really, really, again, I have a really strong desire for justice, and I have a supreme dislike of unfairness. And people like Pritzker are exactly my enemy. They're the people I just detest the most. And they take moral high ground. They act like they are not these good champions of people. They're not at all. And whatever. I don't even need to. I don't want to. I have no desire to convince anybody who doesn't agree. And if you already know, you know. So it's no point. But man, Pritzker, power, the elite. You do, Jeff. It's never an easy watch, but we do it because we love you and hope that someday you'll get back. I know. Thank you for rooting for me. I'm rooting for me. And I've been like this always. Like, seriously. Like, I can't be any other way. um, Portnoy, yeah. Hey, Chad Lutsky's here. Hey, Chad. Hey, Chad. I was just about to talk about this. Always your second biggest booster. um, I was just about to talk about this. I posted on my Facebook group. Um, the Neon Owls Book 2 Sunset Squeeze is out. Oh, wait. Oh, we gotta close that. I don't know what that was. I had to close it. Oh shit. I didn't even know it was up. I don't know what that was, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. Wait, I gotta do something real quick. I gotta see what that was. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So there's no news was spilled there. No tea was spilled there. So that's cool. Okay, that's fine. So anyway, this book, this book is going to be, is it out, Chad? Is it coming out? You have the arc here, the Neon Owl arc, Sunset Squeeze. Is it available? And I realized I never got the Neon Owl, the first one. So I realized there is a hole in my collection. Book 2 will be out this Friday. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. What did you say? You said that in the post, right? So whatever. I don't want to click around. Look at that. Look, it's like a GIF. So I will have to get that, and I will get Neon Owl. So I'll have to get both of them this Friday. This Friday. Okay, cool. Thank you, Chad. So I would get it. You know, Chad, when I look at Amazon, they say the Neon Owl is a dark humor mystery. Dark humor. That's interesting. Did you give it that is that the full title that you gave it? When the shit hits the van. Oh man, I'm way behind on that. Look at that, Joe. Terrific stuff from Chad Lutsky, who manages to take tired tropes and set them on fire with passion and originality. And that is Joe R. Lansdale. So if you like Hap and Leonard and crude humor, the Neon Owl is for you. Lansdale loved it. Proof right there. When the shit hits the van, fan is the first one, but it's the shit hits the van. Book 1. Okay, I got to get it. I can't believe I don't have it. And I think, or do I not? Oh man. I have to look sometimes, Chad. Let's see what I got. I got of the Chad Lutskys. Cannibal Creator. Oh no, House Skin Sheds, The Bed Makers, Skullface Boy, Slow Burn on Riverside, A Foster Home in Flies. I never read The Pale White. Damn it. Cannibal Creator. Loved Cannibal Creator. Even if you didn't, Chad, I loved it. I got this, Wounds to Wishes. So this is John Bowden, Robert Ford, and Chad Lutsky. And this was the hardcover, Wounds to Wishes. And then a signed Spinal Remains, signed, but it was creased, I believe. Yeah, I creased it. And then, of course, Bruises on a Butterfly. Awesome. These are just paperbacks and such. I still have, the Thunderstorms and some other books over there. I always have to look at it. Look at that. There it is. Chad Lutsky. So I got to get Neon Owl. I got to get it. I fell asleep at the wheel. Got to grab it. Yes. So that's what I would recommend everybody gets. Go get it. It's a smoke show. Neon Owl is a smoke show. So yes, there is a very secret Levidian pre-order. We were talking about it earlier. Um, maybe we were talking about it earlier, and and it's Friday. It'll be announced Friday, but there's a very secret pre-order for it now. I had it written down. I wanted to talk to you all about it, but I read the email again. It says it's a very secret pre-order to not let anybody know. But Friday, if you're on the Levidian newsletter and you don't support the Patreon, if you support the Patreon, you know what the hell I'm talking about. If you don't, then you go to Friday and you'll find out what the new Levidian is. And I am big time on the fence about it because again and again, I have to cut back on the spending, but I love what they've done with this book. It is loaded with art, and I mean, I guess we'll just have to talk about it next Monday. I would love to know, but by that time, if I don't get it, I lose a discount. I have a pre-order and I get a discount. But if it goes to the public sale on Friday, that discount goes away. So, um, chances are I will pass. That's how it's looking, probably. So, but I'm curious. I would love to know what everybody thinks about it. Um, it has it has I think 3 or 4 authors. Oh, okay. I'm not going to say anything. I feel like I was kind of getting at what what's in it, so I'm not going to do that. um, there are 3 or 4 reasons I will want it. 3 or 4. I will probably get it, but I have learned to withhold my judgment on the art for the LP collections. I know. It's only $6.37 right now on Amazon. I know. I'm looking at it. I'm gonna order it paperback with the other one too, with the sequel. Um, but yeah, yeah. So you'll probably get it. I don't know if anybody else knows what I'm talking about. Weigh in. Did you? Yeah. If you didn't see the art. Um, Let me just say there are 2 artists. I think one you're not going to care too much for. The other one you will. And the other one, the one who you will care for, they did a really cool thing with this artist for uh for each story. Okay, Mark ordered it. Yeah, I figured you would. You're on these things, man, Mark. I'm here listening about 30 minutes behind. Iron Lung was only okay. I highly recommend Hokum. I knew I'd love it because of caveat and oddity, and I was not wrong. I want to see Obsession. I love Curry Barker skits on YouTube. I love those guys. They're hilarious. Portnoy is a tool. I just saw it. Portnoy is a tool. That's my impression as well, Stephen Wayne. Mr. Junior. I like it, Mr. Junior. Portnoy is a tool. That's what I would think. Um, so yeah, I want to see Obsession, but yeah, Iron Lung was cool for the experiment and much. I give it a lot of accolades for what he pulled off. A novice actor doing a one man play, one man, one scene, one set play is not easy. I mean, like that's that's not easy to carry, and I think he did an admirable job. Obsession was very good too. Hokum and Obsession are on my list. I don't know anything about Hokum. So I'm gonna have to find out. Is it a smoke show, RA? Is Hokum a smoke show? Oh man. Okay. Well, we're running out. We're running out of things to say, and it's like 10 to 10. What else do we have to talk about? We talked about the Bears. We talked about Earthling. We talked about Smoke Show. We talked about Levidian's secret pre-order. Neon Owl 2. Talked a little bit about StokerCon. I was going to talk about Sadie Hartman because I realize she is so in love with herself. It makes me like gag. She's the kind of person who she wrote, I canceled my StokerCon. I am giving myself a break from constant work. You could have kept that all to yourself. None of that needed to make it out of your mouth or out of your fingers and onto the internet. Why do people, and then she posted this 50th, I'm 50, I'm leveling up. I'm like, okay, that happy birthday to you. People who call attention to themselves around their birthdays, I'm not saying they should be lit on fire, but I'm saying if you like birthday candles that much, and then at the very end of the post, she said, here are 50 books I like so you can get to learn about me. What? Who in the world thinks the world is dying to get to know about them? Like honestly, when I share stuff in the newsletter, it's because I'm sharing experiences and I'm trying to relate to people and trying to be human. It's like a human connection. But I'm not running around like, hey, I bet you want to get to know me. I'm not like, hey, did you know it's my birthday? I leveled up. I'm a big boy now. So she posted, I'm not going to StokerCon because I'm giving myself a break from going to events. Okay. Save the money. She canceled her ticket. She had to let us know. She had to let everybody know. I don't, what did these people do before social media? Before everybody got a stage where they could declare any banal bullshit in their own life? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I was going to talk about her, but I'm like, well, I'm not going to. And then I did because I'm checking the lists off. Oh yeah, Lonesome Dove. You know what's interesting with Lonesome Dove? This little thing in Lonesome Dove kept on the product page kept sort of pissing me off. So here's pre-order. It's still available, by the way. You could buy it. And then in the product description, it says right here, the third novel in McMurtry's Lonesome Dove Quartet depicts an enduring American experience with its triumphs and betrayals, embodying the spirit and drama of the Wild West. So the third novel in McMurtry's Lonesome Dove Quartet. So I had to look at Wikipedia. This is the first book in the Lonesome Dove series. So he wrote this book first. Like chronologically, this not the story, but in his life, this book, and I could show you the facts. This book was written in 1985. And then in 1993, he wrote The Streets of Laredo, which was a sequel. And then he wrote two prequels. So Dead Man's Walk and Comanche Moon. So yes, it is the third book in the series. If you take the prequels as, chronologically in that story, but why did they even have to call attention? Why didn't they just say basically, McMurtry's Lonesome Dove depicts an enduring American experience? Why didn't they just say that? And then it went on to, McMurtry wrote a sequel and two prequels, which were also beloved, or just as an afternote. So I kept reading that. I'm like, wait a second. Did I miss two books previously? Did they do the two other books? Yeah, it's a big rant for nothing. Oh, Stephen Wayne Ellis. I can't say what you said about Sadie. Sorry. Yeah, Subterranean is closing. Hey, Hans is here. Hey, Hans. Good to see you. Um, Adam Scott movie. I finally watched Companion last night. I enjoyed it and laughed a lot. Huh. For Severance. I don't know what you're right. Companion was fun. I took my mother. She also liked it. That's cool. Apparently, a lot of stay at home moms love her, though. I love Companion. I went into knowing nothing, no regrets. Subpress is closing. That's disappointing. Yeah, I announced it here a while ago because somebody spilled the tea, and then um, William Schaefer admitted it, and I guess it's now Locust Magazine posted an article about it. It's sad. It's that's, but it's heartwarming because he led a business that paid people and delivered books on time, and he did it justice. He did even though he hasn't done a thing that I've cared about, and I don't even think I subscribe to the Subpress newsletter anymore. Um, but he did it with dignity, and he's going out with grace. So kudos to him. He should be toasted and celebrated. Cheers to you, William. Man, I hope Suntup does Lonesome Dove. Yeah. They're not walking away. I mean, they are, and it's not going to exist anywhere else. So it's not like they're handing the keys to somebody in the business currently. They're just done. So I am 50. It's something to be proud of. Yeah. Luckily, I look maybe 30. I thought we knew about Subpress, so they are fully closing. I thought they were passing it along to someone. No, no. I was proud of 52. That was 21 years ago. Mighty, mighty proud, long life. You got many more years to go. You got at least 20 more years, Mark. As long as Subpress finishes the second printing of Malazan, I'll be happy. Well, they said if they have any series under contract, they're going to find another home for them, and they're going to find someone who will do the books to match the current ones. So they're trying to do a transition that actually works for the fans. We'll see. Rest in peace, Subpress. It was a great run. More art would have been nice in hindsight. More art or a lower price would have been nice. And titles, like once they parted ways with McCam, and I did collect the Vandermeers. CJ Tudor was awful. God, those books sucked. So yeah, it was just a shame. But they did do Lansdale's. They did a lot of Lansdale. I believe he is trying to pass on to some of the series that he does to other publishers, yeah, to finish. But there will be no Subpress. I hope to be a proud 71-year-old one day. I'm probably not going to make it. I won't. What? You don't want the Cemetery Dance Lonesome Dove with an introduction by Stephen King due out in 2037? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Cemetery Dance version with introduction, forward, and afterward by Richard Chismar. And if you buy it, you get a free, I don't know. You get a free copy of Chasing the Boogeyman. No, it's the other way around. The only way to buy Cemetery Dance's Lonesome Dove is by buying a copy of Eating the Boogeyman or whatever the next one's going to be. He did great detective stuff. I have the Subpress Lansdales, of course, but only a few others. Yeah. I was worried about the Dresden series as I have all of them from Subpress. Yeah, it's a shame. And it's like when you look at the counterweight, you got Subpress on one end, you got Cemetery Dance on the other, and they couldn't be more different. Night and day, and Chismar's just such a disgrace by comparison. It's just a shame. New Lonesome Dove book from CD, co-written by Chismar. Co-written, yes. They go to Castle Rock, and they gotta find Gwendy's ancestors and tell them about the boogeyman. So that's how the boogeyman actually was created, creating the boogeyman. So yeah, I'm gonna get it. I don't know what else do we have to show. Oh, I got a weird show and tell. I bought this book from Goldsboro. Self-help from the Middle Ages. A journey into the medieval mind. I bought it, it's signed, and it basically goes along with the seven deadly sins. I don't know how that is gonna work. But the first sentence doesn't fill me with optimism. Because the first words in this book are, I can't think of the word. It's not distant or obscure. These aren't too cold, but it's more exotic. But it's not exotic either. What's the word for this? The thing that horrifies you, but then unlocks your heart. When you started out by saying you can't find the word, I don't know. Oopsie. It's signed. It's a signed first edition because I know everybody's going to be clamoring to get Peter Jones's self-help from the Middle Ages. But I could use some self-help. I could use a new self. Wow. Who, if anyone, do you think will take on Dresden Files? Levidian? Levidian? I mean, I would think Levidian. Will Subpress close before CD does? I don't know, man. I don't know. CD it's going to be we're getting 8 emails a day, 4 from Richard Chismar's newsletter and 4 from Cemetery Dance. He is just shaking the money tree, just shaking it, just trying so hard. And oh no, my dog's got the zoomies. And it's so desperate. I don't know if you can hear them. They're running around underneath me. And so I think that it's like the death rattle. He's in his death throes, and it's going to go like that all the way up until it's absolutely silent. And then the human meat shield, Dan Franklin's going to have to find someone else to work for, and life will go on. And I know some people will be out thousands of dollars. Someone just told me they're going to be out 3,000. Another guy told me he's going to be out 10,000. That's a huge chunk of change. And Stephen King will have all that debt on his hands. And not literally, but all that blood will be on Stephen King's hands. He will have done that damage. Yes, directly. Stephen King will have directly contributed to people losing thousands of dollars. Absolutely. But what can you do? Grim Oak has its own series of Dresden already on 5th book. Okay, well they're picking up the torch, so maybe that would be it. Well, I'm off. Everyone have a great week. You too. Have a good one. Subpress will actually close its doors first, but we all know CD closed shop for all intents and purposes in 2023. Yeah, they did. Sort of wonder if that big collector Ron knew about. Yeah, he did. Ron knew about Subpress. I think if that's who you're talking about, Ron Clinton. Yeah, we talked about it. I don't remember when, but I shared it on this channel on one of these lives. So, all right, take it easy. See you later. Have a good week. Be good to each other. We'll talk about the new Levidian next week. We'll talk about other things. I will probably not be wearing a hat. I don't like wearing hats, but I do. It's just a production note. It's good to see you all, and I'm glad to be here for another week. We'll try to be here for as long as we can, as long as there is a here to be in. Pull up a stool, grab a beer. Great to see everyone. And as always, stay frosty.